Hello, hello, it's Kevin here. Time for a video, as always. Disclaimer first. Fair use, non-profit teaching, etc., etc. Okay. Now, what we are doing currently, if you may recall, that's if you've seen our previous video, of course. So, we were running down every academic writing task going from Cambridge 18 down to number 1. We did 18, 17, 16 down to number 3. And the members of our group on Telegram, IELTS 9 Pro, lost interest because they were over 20 years old and they were a little bit, and they were complaining they were a bit outdated, a bit old-fashioned, etc. I mean, they are 20 years old. I mean, Cambridge number 3 came out in 2003, I think. Anyway, so we abandoned that idea. I was going to do every single one, but we got down to number 3 and people lost interest. So what they said, and of course I always respond to what the learners want, what they are asking for, is to get back to essays again. So what we're doing now is, because we've previously done quite a lot of the Cambridge essays from 18, 17, 16, 15, quite a lot of them, I think pretty much all. What we're doing now is recently reported topics. Now, you probably know there's quite a few websites on the internet where people report the topics, so they go take the IELTS test. They come out and they write to these different people. There's quite a few. And they say, right, I've just done the IELTS test. This was the topic. Now, obvious problems with that is that you can't write it down. So people may remember the general topic, but not the exact wording. So there's a few sites where ex-examiners have taken what people have told them and they've transformed it into what they believe an IELTS essay should actually, or how it should be worded, we should say. Okay, because as you may or may not know, IELTS essays are worded in a particular way, which is why I always tell my students on italki, only use official sources, only use essay topics from IELTS.org, Uni of Cambridge, IDP, British Council, or the Cambridge books, right? Don't use anything from some internet site where it may be the very general topic, but the wording may not be precise. There's a big difference between these reported essays and the actual essays. So be aware of that. So about a week or so back, we did the first one. I can't remember it now. What was it exactly? Don't know. Can't remember. It's on my channel. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's have a quick look. I don't actually make a lot of videos these days. One, I don't have time, and two, I'm pretty busy with other matters. Let's have a quick look. YouTube here, general stuff. This is my channel, English with Kev. I'm doing some stuff there. Let me switch accounts. English native. Right. So what was that last topic? That's. Let me see if I can remind myself. View your channel. Where are we? That's it. Students should be taught financial management in school, right? That's it. So this was reported by several students to a couple of different sites. Apparently, this is what they were given in December. Students should be taught financial management. Financial management should be included as a mandatory topic in schools. Do you agree or disagree? So I made a video about that. You may have seen it. 42 views. Oh dear, sorry. 40 few views. I'll try not to laugh, so you probably didn't see it. Anyway, I hope this next video may get some more views. We'll see. Anyway, so that was the previous one. Now, this is the second reported one. Some people think that manufacturers and shopping malls should sell fewer packaged products. Others argue that people have the responsibility to buy products with less packaging. Discuss both views and give your opinion. So this is this would probably come under the environmental heading, so you've got your general themes: education, environment, health, transport, crime, and this is probably under the environment, that particular topic. So we'll have a look at my essay first. Then what we're going to do then, now the previous video I looked at all 5 essays, complete essays. Took a bit of time though. So what we decided in consultation with the students is to do what we previously did, which was look at the introductions, how to paraphrase, because a lot of people don't really know how to paraphrase their introductions. So we did a series with about 101 introductions. So we're starting that series again, but what's new is new topics. Okay, so I've got them here. I've got 5 here. This is obviously with my old friends from IELTS 9 Pro. Okay, so we've got 5 here, and I'm going to take a look at those and make some corrections and comments on those. We'll take a look at mine first, and then we'll take a look at these 5. Introduction to 101 round 3, because we've already done this a couple of times. So let's have a look at mine first, right? And we'll see. Okay, so some people think, according to some, the number of packaged products sold by manufacturers and retailers should be reduced. Others argue it's down to personal responsibility whether to buy them or not. Now, so that's your introduction. Sentence 1, to keep it simple, and most teachers advise this, is simply restate or paraphrase the topic. Some people think this, other people think that, but then your own opinion must be clear. So, in my view, excess packaging should be reduced at the point of production and sale. So I say, well, if you do it there, it doesn't matter what people buy. Let's see what that means. Now, why these work as introductions, or why this particular one works, is because it paraphrases the topic correctly. It doesn't add anything or take anything away, and it clearly expresses or explains or gives some idea of where the essay is going. I say, so my own opinion is, right, manufacturers and shopping malls. So it should be reduced at the point of production and sale. Then buying habits will become irrelevant. So firstly, consumers can only buy what goods there are available. Therefore, if only goods with low or zero packaging are made and sold, that's what customers will purchase. So if manufacturers and retailers, if they only produce goods with no packaging or virtually zero or much reduced, it doesn't matter about personal responsibility, because that's the only thing that you can buy. So it takes that out of the equation. Now, for example, maybe in your country it does this, maybe not. In the UK, there's some shops where you can actually go, right? And they have these big so this is like stuff like rice, sugar, and other things, and sort of tea and soap powder, and shampoo and all this kind of stuff. And they're in big containers, and you take your own container, right? You fill it, and you pay according to weight. So there's no packaging. You take your own packaging. Okay. Another idea, and this is what I do personally, right? take my own reuse. I take my own bag into a supermarket, right? So this is not kind of the same, but it's kind of closely related to it. So instead of taking bags, so for example now, right, I've got a shopping bag, right, and I take it every time. So I'm not using their bags, I'm not using plastic bags, buying extra bags. All the stuff I put it in my own bag, thus saving on packing. Now you could extend this to more goods. An extension of this policy would inevitably lead to less waste and be good for the environment. So, view number 2. Additionally, it should be remembered that consumers have the power to drive change by their buying habits, right? If shoppers were made aware of the consequence of their choices, then maybe they would take responsibility and change their behaviour. For example, if governments had some kind of public awareness in the same way that they did for the COVID nonsense, advertisements all over the place, don't do this, don't do that, to make people change their behaviour, in a similar way, they could do it for save the environment, save the planet, don't buy packaging, take your, in a similar way, right? So, for example, if governments promoted the raising public awareness, no doubt many people would heed this advice and shop accordingly. Consumer pressure, because obviously what companies respond to is falling profits. So if you don't like the product of one company, you buy it from a different company, a more responsible one. The other companies will see this and follow suit. Okay. In conclusion, although I would agree that customers should be the ultimate arbiters, as in consumer choice, I would still argue that restricting the availability, as in if that's all you can buy, you don't have a choice, would be the best way to solve this problem. Okay, so there you go, pretty straightforward. I'll just put that on the screen so you can see all of it. Only 302 words. Now, I must apologise. You may notice that my voice doesn't sound as it usually does. It's winter time. I've had a cold for the last week or two. And I'm still not at my best. However, we'll carry on. Now, that one's mine. Let's take a look at what else. Now, so we've got a bit of a paraphrasing here, right? So you can change some people think, change it to a cut. Now, why I always do this according to some is because, as you'll see, some people put some groups of individuals, which is not the same. It's not the same thing. So in order to avoid awkward paraphrasing, just say according to some. Okay? Or you could say believe, think, argue. Manufacturers and shopping malls, manufacturers and retailers should sell fewer, should be reduced, less packaging, etc. Okay. Now, this is the thesis. As I said, in my view, if you reduce it at the point of production, then buying habits do not matter. And that's a full introduction there. Okay, now, let's have a look. Now, I see this quite often. There's been in recent years. Now, I posted a link. I won't share it here because of copyright. But in my group on Telegram, links below, I posted a link to a very respected IELTS teacher who wrote an article, Sentences to Avoid. Now, there's a couple of well-known ex-examiners, so again, I won't name names because of copyright, who explain why you shouldn't do particular things. So I do put links to those, so it's not just my personal view. Okay, so in many years it's considerable. So you don't need this. You could take that sentence out, right, and it's not gonna. Gone. And it's not going to change anything in the essay. You don't need it. according to some, others believe. Now, so that part's good, but then I agree with both views to a certain extent, but to what extent? So we don't need sentence one, as you say. We can take it out. It doesn't change anything. Then that next sentence is good, but then I agree with both views to a certain extent. That kind of, I like to make my opinion clear. I'll show you why. Let me quickly show you the criteria. I like to show this to illustrate my point. Let me just get this open. Get my pencil. Can you see? And what happens if you do? So let's continue. Some believe those items, others argue to match to buy. Okay, now that's good. Now that's good, but then that's not. It doesn't tell us anything. So you need to avoid that. In this essay, I will answer the question. In this essay, I will explain. In this essay, I will do what I'm told. Well, we know that's what you're going to do, so you don't really need to tell me this. In this essay, I will answer the questions and give reasons for my answers. Well, yeah, but that doesn't really work. That's not, It's best if you have an outline sentence, if you tell us what you're going to do. Not say, in this essay, I will tell you, maybe, later, what I'm going to do, but not right now. So, raise concerns. Raise concerns by whom? Who is concerned? Okay. Not bad. Okay. But then, again, it kind of ends. It stops there. Now, if you look at mine, right, I do take it a little bit more. I say, right, it should, if you reduce it at the point of production and sale, then buying is irrelevant because you can't buy what's not in the shops. So that's kind of taking it a little bit further than simply saying, should take responsibility in this regard. But what does that mean exactly? So, nowadays, more and more persons are considered, right, you don't really need this. Nowadays, in today's world, right, again, that's one of the sentences to avoid. Okay. Some, including me, argue users are liable for reducing the usage. Okay. Package goods, assisting was in present. Okay, right. And then what next? So we don't need that. And where's it going? Where's it going? Where's the outline? Where's the general idea? So you've simply introduced the topic and stopped. You haven't given an outline. Where's it going? Now, right. If you look at most of the popular teachers, well, IELTS Liz, IELTS Advantage and others, they all say, right, don't do this controversial issue, saying IELTS purposely does not give you controversial topics. Controversial means something that's heavily politicized, heavily debated, like abortion or capital punishment. That's controversial. Should we sell less? Should we buy and sell less packaged goods? Is not really controversial, is it? It's not going to get people arguing and killing each other because how dare you? It's not a controversial topic. You don't have to say this. All that you need is simply restate the topic. Some people say this, others say that. My personal view is, and that's it. Okay. Now, right. And then you've got this again. And this is going to be examined. Well, I don't want it to be examined. I want you to tell me what you think. You've told me the first group book, and it is going to be examined, which is like what? In this essay, I will answer the question, can you see why these sentences or these phrases do not really work? Because it doesn't tell us anything, you know? In this essay, I am going to answer the question. Well, yeah. So, not too bad, but one or two little things, you know, that could be improved, shall we say. I'll just leave mine on, so you can see it. Okay, so sorry. Once again, for sentence one, simply restate the topic. Some people think this, some people think that, right? Then, what do you think? I think this, because of this. And then, reason, example, in conclusion. Okay? So, hope that helps. Hope that gives you some ideas of how things might work out. Once again, oh dear, sorry. I must apologise for my croaky, husky voice. Hopefully, by next video, should be, don't know, maybe end of a week, or probably, maybe the beginning of next week. Now, it should be better, but until then, I'll see you. Okay, bye for now.